Good morning, I'm J. Lenora Bressler, and welcome to the January 11th, 2018 edition of the Bible, Delight in the Details. Here at the beginning of a new year, I want to bring to your attention a very famous verse, Romans 8, verse 28. For we know that God works all things together for good, for those that love the Lord and are called according to His purpose. My friends, do you believe that? We say that a lot. And when do we say it? We often say it when things go badly and we're trying to make sense of it. We're trying to make it feel right and cope and say it's okay. And so we console ourselves with that scripture. But do we really believe it? Tomorrow is a very big day for me. Many of you know because you've been helping me on this. I am going for my certified speaking professional designation, the highest designation that you can have in the speaking industry. It is a rigorous procedure. We're about to submit a spreadsheet of over 1,000 presentations that I've given over the past 5 years, with details on every single one of them. A sheet with 40 of my clients with all their as evaluators for me. I've had to take some educational classes. It's daunting. It's a daunting situation. And I will tell you that at times it's been almost so overwhelming as to be paralyzing. But people have helped me. Josh and others have helped me greatly get this together, get the video together, all kind of stuff. And tomorrow is the deadline, and we are going to make it. God willing, we are putting the finishing touches on, but we anticipate being able to get it in by midnight tomorrow. And I will tell you something that I'm so grateful for this experience, because it has allowed me to do something that most of us do not take time to do, don't have the need or opportunity to, and it has made such a difference to me. In preparing for this designation, it has required me to go back through 5, 6, 7 years of calendars and document exactly what I did and for whom I did it, and go back and, how did it go, and how much money did I make from it, and all that. For the first time in a long time, I was forced to back away from the trees and look at the forest. We're often told that God is making a tapestry of our life and that we only see little strands at a time. But although I know that ultimately I will see the tapestry in heaven, I have gotten through this process a glimpse of part of that tapestry right now. Because when you go back and you look over several years, you recognize that a string here and a string there was being woven by the Lord into a picture. I'm embarrassed to say that there have been many occasions in the last several years when I've been somewhat critical with the Lord and, really struggled and said, Lord, I feel like, you're not doing for me what we need to do here, and feeling a little bit abandoned and not understanding what you're doing. And I have been so blown away, frankly, because in the last 2 or 3 months, as we've been working on this, I see how God has indeed been working behind the scenes for me. Years and years ago, causing a domino to fall that then would make others fall and bring me to something that today, on that designation application, is my salvation. I will give you a prime example. Even up to about a month ago, I was talking to the Lord because I had been involved in an extracurricular activity, an association that I put my whole heart and soul into. And I loved it. I enjoyed the heck out of it, and I made wonderful friends. But it had not put the coins in the coffers that I had kind of expected it to. I thought all the networking would have done that. But it turns out that, and I'd been, I'd asked God, why did you let me put so much of myself into that without a lot of financial reward? Well, guess what? It has turned out that through that association, I became aware of and met and somewhat impressed, I guess, somebody who I never would have met otherwise, who is now going to be an evaluator of me and is going to have a huge impact on whether or not I even get this designation. I would never have met this person. They would never know anything about me had it not been for this association. And I got to tell you, I have seen it over and over and over. Things that I was actually upset with the Lord about 2-3 years ago. Oh Lord, that was a waste of my time, or why'd you do that? And why didn't I get paid more for this or that or whatever? And now, in retrospect, I see exactly what the Lord was doing. And I'm ashamed. I am appalled at this. And I can, at my reaction. And, every time I see it, I apologize and I say, Lord, thank you. And I'm sorry for my unbelief. And you could just see the Lord and hear him up in heaven saying, when are you going to learn? When are you going to learn, babe? I'm always working for you. I'm always working out things for you. And it's just like it says in Romans 8:28. For we know that God is always working things out for good for those who love him and are called according to his purpose. And I want to tell you something. It is a beautiful and glorious thing when the truth of that comes home to you and you see it and you have an opportunity to back away from the tapestry. Stop looking at one little strand that you don't think is in the right place, and you finally see how the Lord has been working all the time to help you and to bring you to where he wants you to be. It's a glorious thing. And I'm ashamed that I know what's coming, because I know human nature, and I know that as much as I feel that right now, it will be embarrassingly soon when I forget and I get distracted by the trees again and forget that he is growing a forest. And so I hope you will join with me in making something that may seem very simple, but is actually a very huge prayer to be our most passionate, most often repeated, and most sincere prayer to the Lord. And it's not about wealth or ease or anything of a short-term thing. It's something much more significant, and it's simply this. Don't let us forget. Do not let us forget when we have a glimpse of the tapestry, when we get a glimpse of how God is working behind the scenes. Please don't let us forget. Let us remember. For if we could just hold that certainty and that insight in our minds, oh, what a life we would live. A life without fear, with far less stress, and with such confidence and joy and calm assurance. And when you have those moments, revel in them, and then make that prayer. Lord, don't let me forget. I'm J. Lenore Bressler. Visit me on the next edition of the Bible. Delight in the details. Have a great day.